Hey everyone, this is Five Eyes. As you can see from the title, this is going to be my last Evony video. But yeah, we've just finished SVS and it was a pretty fun one. We're up against a really big server. They had a really big alliance, about 80 billion. We're about 50 billion. So we thought it was going to be quite a difficult one. They got a lot of big players. But yeah, we pretty much destroyed them. And yeah, people like Worm and Rock did amazing. And yeah, to be honest, everybody did brilliantly. Some really big scores. Negatives were pretty low compared to, I think everybody's pretty much net positive. So yeah, we did really well. They tried to take our throne, and they tried a few things, and every time we rallied them, and yeah, they in the end they knew it was best for them to give up. So yeah, they were pretty gracious in defeat as well. So fair play to 805. But yeah, it was a really fun one, and despite all the Evony glitches over the weekend, with people turning up on our server invisible and all that sort of thing, but yeah, I think it was a good one to bow out on. So yeah, this is my last video because I'm obviously leaving Evony, and yeah, I'm not. This isn't going to be a video where I delete my whole account and all the troops and everything. I know there's a few, well, probably quite a lot of videos now, or where people are doing that, whether 15, 20 billion in power or more. So yeah, what I wanted to do was just go through why I'm leaving, and it may resonate with you, it may not do. It's fine, but yeah, I just thought I'd put it out there as to why I'm leaving. So the main reason really for me is that is time. Certainly the past few months I've had less of it anyway, but the amount of time needed to and that you put into Evony is just crazy, really. And I just don't want to do that anymore. The financial side of it, while that's certainly a factor for some people, but yeah, I've never considered myself a big coiner. I do spend, but yeah, and I've got Civ gear, and you know, I have spent, but it's not been to full cake level or anything, even approaching that. So yeah, from a financial point of view, that's not the reason at all. I was always comfortable with what I was spending, but I can see how that could be a big thing for some people. I've always been pretty disciplined with money, and I don't spend what I can't afford. But even with me, I can see that, you know, you start off at like everybody else, I suppose, thinking everything's a puzzle game, so not expecting to spend any money, and then you start and you think, okay, well, I'll spend £5 on this pack because that'll help me, and then after a while you start spending 20, and then when Civ Gear came out, I sort of, you make a deal with yourself, or that you, rather than spending £20 every couple of weeks, you'll spend a bit more because you spend a lot of time on Evony, so it's kind of worth it. So you spend £100 every month, and then yeah, and it starts. The only way it goes is up in terms of your spending. It doesn't go down unless you completely quit, or stop coining completely. So for me, it was, yeah, particularly in the last few months, I've had to spend more because I haven't had that time. So I feel like to catch up, or to keep up, then I've had to spend a bit more than I was before, and I didn't really want to do that. And I know I don't want to be in the position where I keep doing that and get, you know, in a few months I'm spending more and more. So yeah, that's more a protection measure rather than a reason for leaving. But yeah, it's time is the main sort of reason. So yeah, I mean, for me, I was I went through a divorce about 3 years ago, and had a few relationships after that, but all the stuff that's associated with going through that does get on top of you. And I guess I was looking for a distraction from that, and that's why I started playing Evony. And I don't know whether it was just because of I enjoyed the game, or because there are elements to Evony that are really good. The social side of it uh, helps. Again, because I during COVID, I live in a big city, and during COVID, a lot of people moved out of the city to work from home and get themselves a bigger place. So I lost a lot of friends who lived in close proximity. So you're going through that sort of you're not really having much to do, and um, yeah, you're just in a rut. So that's why I invested more and more time into it, and you got that sense of achievement and trying to get to the next goal that you'd set yourself. So I mean, those are good things, but in reality, you know, those achievements aren't going to be anything you're going to put on your CV. It's it's just going to be yeah, it's not something that's real. But yeah, so then it just affects everything. I think from time you spend with friends, plans that you make, work, and sleep is another big one. I don't feel like I've slept properly for about a year and a half. Um, my last alliance used to have things at like two or battlefield at 2 in the morning, so it wasn't great um, for me. But yeah, even when things are at a more reasonable time, you still want to stay up late to do Vikings or whatever it is to yeah to just try and keep up really. So yeah, and I think all those things do take a toll on you, both mentally and physically as well, in terms of energy levels, health, all that sort of thing. Um, so yeah, that's really the big reason for me, is that I feel like in the last year at least I've not really achieved anything in real life. Um, it's been more a case of just existing, and that's because I'm just using my evenings and weekends to play Evony, and um, you know, I it's not solely that, but it's the time you have to yourself, or the time that you should be dealing with life admin, or or yeah, seeing friends or making plans. Those things would sort of go out the window, and you yeah, you almost it almost feels like I think it's become like a chore to do things like Vikings and everything, rather than a fun experience. As much as I do love PvP and I love SVS and Battlefield, but um, yeah, those bits are a fairly small part of the whole game. So, so yeah, so that's for me the sort of reason that I've decided to leave, because uh, I feel like I need to start living properly, and getting my free time back. Um, whether I used to play sports, I used to um, make a lot of plans to do different different things, adventures, that sort of thing, and all that's kind of been put on hold. So that needs to start up again. And yeah, hopefully, as long as I don't make the mistake of immediately getting distracted by something else, which I think is the thing that Freedom spoke about, is that there's no, well, you can quit Evony, it doesn't mean that's going to solve all your problems. I think if I'm honest with myself, I'm probably suffering from depression, and that's purely, it's not really something that can't be fixed, but it's more um, due to the circumstances I've currently been in for the last few years. So I think it's fixable. It's just, yeah, I'm not going to do it by staying in playing Ebony, and I'm not going to do it by getting distracted by something else. So I have to make the changes in a sort of incremental way to get back to what I was doing before. Is the reality. But yeah, I know there's going to be people who will be able to play Evony, and they're able to control themselves better than me, and have more self discipline. And if you can do that and play the game, then that's good for you. That's great. But yeah, I just wanted to share my reason for leaving, in case it does feel similar to anybody else's, and yeah, just make the decision when it's right for you and you feel like it's time to leave, if you do feel like that, because I don't know, I wouldn't want somebody to be going through similar things to me and not make those changes or feel the kind of will to do something about feeling down in life, or or even if it's just the start of it, just letting other things getting on top of you because you're not giving them the time you need. So that's all I really wanted to go through. But I wanted to say thanks for subscribing, for watching the videos, and for comments. And yeah, I hope you found them helpful. And love to all of 840. Yeah, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.